Welcome to my office, at the All World Freedom Pub. This spot, right here, is also known as Booth 5. One of the best spots in the whole world, I might add. Lots of my business happens in this, rather makeshift office. Contracts are signed at this table, yeah sure, sometimes on the dotted line between beer stains. Hey, I run a business here, I don't need critics, you do what Chagata do. Let me set the scene for what has to be the craziest week that any of my employees ever had. Claude, a nice young man in appearance, interviewed with me early, like 6 a.m., on a Monday morning. Yes. Come to think of it, oh yes, it was right here, in my office, right here in booth 5. There was Claude. Perfectly dressed, perfectly intelligent. He seemed like the perfect match. There was only one of his answers that I should have followed up on. Is there any mental illness in your family? In retrospect, his answer was a bit cagey, at the least.
Is it okay if I share something private with you?
Of course, I said. Your secret will remain between me and you. And these walls, you see around us.
My mother is ill and she is in the hospital as we speak. I try to visit her as much as I can.
I said to him, I am so sorry to hear that. I hope she is getting better, and with his answer, he guaranteed my sympathy and a job.
She has been ill for some time now, and I need employment ever so much, Mr. Green. Oh my heavens, hoo.
Humph. That was it. He had me eating out of the palm of his hand, as I remember it. Claude came back later that morning reporting to Lizzie. Yeah, I remember, it was, right over there. Claude reported for his first shift on the job.
Hey, hi there, are you the new guy?
Oh yes, that be me. I am Claude.
I am Lizzie. It's ever so nice to meet you.
It's good to finally get a job.
Have you ever worked in a pub before?
Not exactly, but I did wash dishes at a Denny's in my college days. When does it get busy around here?
Don't worry. The lunchtime run will start in an hour or so.
Okay. Do we get any breaks? I didn't get much sleep last night. My cat. She must be in heat.
You have a cat? I love cats.
Yeah. She's a scream, if you know what I mean. I was just thinking before it gets busy in here.
Yeah?
I might just run over to Jimmy John's for some fuel and a few winks.
You've got to be kidding, right? Claude wasn't kidding. He left, went on break, just like that.
Lizzie, what time is it now?
Mr. Green, the noon rush traffic is over. It has to be at least 3 hours since Claude left.
He better have some incredible excuse or I'm going to have to fire his ass. That's exactly what I should have done, is fire his ass, but he just had this way about him. It was hard to hate him. Claude returned that day from his 3-hour break. I was really mad. Claude, where have you been? Claude was ever so sincere with his apologies.
You see, sir, I rode my bicycle to work today.
Okay.
I made the mistake of riding it to Jimmy John's.
Aren't they supposed to be freaky fast over there?
That they are, sir. But my bike, it got a flat tire. Actually, you probably won't believe this. 2 flat tires. I had to push it all the way to the bike shop on 44th Avenue. You know how far that is, right?
The bike shop with the purple dinosaur out front?
Yeah, that's the one. It took them over 2 hours to fix both tires. I was so mad at those guys, I could have screamed.
Okay, Claude. I am going to give you another chance, but If anything like this happens again, you are out on your rear. Claude. Do you get the message?
Yes, sir, loud and clear. I am sorry, and it will never happen again.
Tuesday rolled around. Would history repeat itself? Oh my God. Claude rolled into the pub around the same time as the day before.
Claude. Your first day didn't make a good impression on the boss.
It was a tough day all around, Lizzie. It's hard to talk about yesterday. And then, my cat ups and dies last night, in the middle of the night.
Oh my.
We were ever so close.
I'm really sorry for your loss, Claude. Let us know if there is anything we can do.
To tell you the truth, there is something you can do for me.
Okay, what is it?
Well, we don't seem to be too busy yet, and I have to have her cremated.
Right now?
I'm going to make a quick run over to the vet's office. I'll be right back.
There we were after the lunch hour rush, waiting for Claude to return to work again.
I'm not sure about this guy, Claude. I don't think I trust him.
How long has it been today?
It's been over 3 hours. How long does it take to cremate a cat?
I was feeling extremely angry, and I sat down with Claude later that day after the shift was over. I was going to fire his ass, but he worked his magic on me again. Claude. Young man, what do you have to say for yourself?
Mr. Green, I am so sorry. My behavior must seem contemptible.
Claude, you do see that we are trying to run a business here, don't you?
I get it, sir. But, my cat died. Oh my, Mr. Green, I just had one of the worst days of my life.
I wondered to myself, how does he have this power over me? I laid down the law to Claude, the best I could muster up, under the circumstances. All right, Claude. But this is the end of the road. Tomorrow is your last chance.
Thanks, boss. You won't be sorry for giving me another shot at this.
When Wednesday morning finally rolled around, I was pretty sure that Claude couldn't do anything new to surprise me. He showed up for work as usual, but Claude was changing. Sometimes it's just the little things that you notice.
Well, hello, stranger?
Oh, Lizzie, man. You don't have to call me that. Today things are going to be different.
I'm not sure that I have seen the real Claude. Have I?
I don't know, man. My cat dying. My mom's in the hospital. I don't know how much more I can take.
I'm sorry. This has never happened to a new staff member before.
Today is going to be different, man. I'm not even going to take a break this morning.
There you go, Claude. Let's turn over a new leaf. I'll help you do better.
Alright, man. I'll start by bussing tables. You sit back and watch me work.
Well, it looked like things had changed. Claude was actually bussing tables and surprisingly, doing a good job. Was it bad luck? Or something else? There she was. Seemed innocent enough.
Do you work here?
Oh yes. Ma'am. Excuse me. I haven't slept a lot lately. You see, my cat died a few days ago.
That's horrible. My cat died a few weeks ago too.
That's quite a coincidence.
What are you going to do now that your cat is dead?
You know, man, it kind of hurt having my cat die and all. Surprising as it might be, I was thinking about getting a new cat.
Really? That's what I did. I got myself a new cat right away.
Please, I just started this job and I have to seem like I am working.
I've been down that same road myself. You know, working for a living. I've been a working girl.
Gotcha, loud and clear, miss. Let me take your order. What are you having?
At this point of our story you would likely be thinking that everything just might work out for Claude after all, but no. Something was in the air that day. There was something that smelled a little evil, you might say. Maybe bad things just follow some people around no matter where they go. Let's jump ahead in time until later that same afternoon. Come to think about it, that woman was seated right at this table, across from me.
I have to say that I have never met anyone like you.
I think you have noticed that the feeling is mutual.
My God. Right here. In my pub, in booth 5. Can you believe it? They started making love right here in this booth. Booth 5 will never be the same. Well, you ain't never seen anything like it. They were nearly completely naked. It's still extremely hard to believe. Achoo. Excuse me. Lizzie came running to find me. And it took all of my strength to break them apart from their passionate embrace. Mother of God, I never had to do such a thing in my whole life. I said, get out of here. Both of you get out of my pub. I bet you might be thinking that this is the end of our story. Nope. You would be wrong. Life is truly strange sometimes, as you will see. The next day, that would be Thursday as I remember it, what do you think happened? Mamma mia. You have no idea.
You have a nerve showing up like this.
Why? I still work here, right?
You've got to be kidding. After what you and that thing were doing in booth 5.
Oh, that was nothing.
Let me see, are you for real?
Lizzie, did I lose my job? Doesn't seem fair.
Fair?
I know I have my faults, but I've really been trying to keep this job.
It's sad. I really think you believe your own BS.
Wow, man. I guess I must be fired.
Yeah, think. Come back and see Mr. Green after the lunchtime rush, when we aren't busy. Claude, you owe Mr. Green at least that much.
Well, young man, we have come full circle. You might say, back in booth 5, where we started from.
Mr. Green, I love Lisa. I want my paycheck. You owe me something for my work. I really tried to hold this job. It just didn't work out for both of us, I guess. Lisa and I want to blow this establishment and head down to Miami Beach and get ourselves some sun. Man, it's frickin' boring around here. Cut me my check and we will be out of your hair once and for all, Mr. Barista.
There you have it, Claude's little tale at our pub. You now have the facts to the best of my recollection. I cut Claude a small check to get him out of the all-world Freedom Pub. He could not have gone out of here fast enough for my taste. Hoog, I am reminded of the stench that seemed to suddenly be in the air after he departed.
I had never seen Claude so angry as when he had the last meeting with Mr. Green. In the beginning, he seemed like a nice guy, but here's the rest of the story. Grab a hold of something, you might just faint from being surprised. Let's get the facts straight. Claude and Lisa knew each other for many years before the incident at our pub. They even lived together here in Chicago for over 2 years, but they never got married. Her real name wasn't Lisa, it was Teresa Powers. Oh yeah, and somewhat surprisingly, his real name was Claude Yarlow, from Detroit, Michigan, not Chicago. He didn't have a police record of any kind. And, who knows, maybe he really did try to work here, at the pub. But, as we all now know, it just wasn't in his nature to work a real job. The records show that neither one of them ever owned a cat. Claude never had a sick mother. She died when he was 3 years old. And he likely had no memory of her. Oh, gag, excuse me? Remember our little tale at the pub, ended on a Thursday. On Friday, they stole a car not too far from here and started robbing convenience stores, leaving a swath behind them of criminal activity all the way to Miami. No way could have ever said that they were an intelligent couple. That's damn sure. Somewhere in Miami they got their hands on the red James Sonny Crockett 1974 Ferrari 365 GTS4 Daytona, commonly known as the Ferrari Daytona Spider. That got the feds involved. Claude and Lisa led the FBI on a cross-country chase that would make Cannonball Run look like child's play. The FBI had our duo of desperados cornered in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Helicopters, roadblocks, cops with guns. Nothing could catch our pair of wild animals. But Claude and Lisa had some kind of magical luck on their side. There was video footage taken from hidden cameras of the dynamic duo right after escaping the chase in New Mexico.
Well, baby, we are really getting some kicks.
Kicks, baby. Kicks on Route 66.
Can you hear them?
Hear who?
The gods. The gods are calling down to us, baby.
Ha ha ha. What are they saying?
They want to know if we plan on living our lives as a slow-burning flame, or are we going to go out like a blazing Roman candle?
Claude?
Yes, my baby. What is your answer?
Dynamite. I choose dynamite. And, as for you, my love, what does Claude choose?
Sizzle. I'm all for rip-roaring sizzle. Baby, let's order some champagne to celebrate this historic occasion.
Ladies and gentlemen, bring on the fire water. The two wild dragons need to breathe.
Baby, I say, bring on the fire.
Some say that Lisa was the fire to Claude's ice, but I think they were both just unhappy and bored, and extremely messed up, young human beings. By some kind of miracle they escaped the feds' trap outside of Santa Fe and continued to head towards the Grand Canyon. Somewhere around the Grand Canyon skywalk area they barreled over the edge of the Grand Canyon at over 150 miles per hour in that Sonny Crockett red Ferrari. No guardrail on earth could have stopped them. The authorities claim that they likely died before they hit the ground. Some say that they died from fear. But you and I know better. They blew up in midair, like a case of high-powered dynamite. Every time I hear someone say, "He seemed like a nice guy," I think of Claude. Yes, Claude Yarlow. Do we really ever know our neighbors, or even our close relatives for that matter? You have witnessed, along with me, Claude's behavior in this pub. At worst, he seemed like a deadbeat. Hey, maybe he was a good actor like James Dean, or was he evil? A devil? Or maybe it was some weird form of insanity? Was there anything in the beginning of Claude's story at the pub that would have predicted what his final moments on Earth would be? Mamma mia. I don't think so. Life is indeed much stranger than fiction. Don't you agree?